Watch After Dark. My name's Nathan, a.k.a. the Midnight Joker. And today, we will be going over the movie King Solomon's Mines. It starred Richard Chamberlain, Sharon Stone, Herbert Loon, Robert Ray Davis, and that's really the movie is based off of a novel from 1880. The director loosely based it, the writers and stuff loosely based it on the book. They changed some things, updated, like it was in the era of World War I, not 1880. So when you see like tanks and planes, you'll understand. Let's go ahead and roll the trailer, and when we get back, I'll give you my opinion. Roll 'em. Welcome back. Yeah, it's a movie. There's some interesting things about it that I'll go over first, and then after that, and I'm going to tell you right now, the director was J. Lee Thomas. He was born in 1914. This movie was made in 1984. It did become a Saturday afternoon matinee. I watched it with my dad when I was a kid and stuff like that. Alan Quartermain is a fortune hunter who is convinced by Jessie Hudson to help her find her father, who has been lost somewhere in African jungle during his latest exploration. Well, and it's, all that's true. They filmed this and the sequel at the same time, and the budget was really tight. Somebody told them it was like $5 million, but the actor who played Quartermain was like, no, it's more like $2.50. Sharon Stone thought a bad hairdo running through the jungle was her part. John Ryan Davis, who we know not only in this film, but Indiana Jones, was amazed at Herbert Loon, who is also born in 1917 and had been working for quite a while now. According to Richard Chamberlain, Sharon Stone was extremely difficult to the point that the cast and crew didn't talk to her. At one point, the crew urinated in the bathtub in her trailer. It was only when she stepped in her milk bath that she noticed the odor. Dude, you really got to piss some people off to get that kind of treatment. John Hurt was turned down the role of Alan Quartermain. It's kind of become like a B-movie classic. According to Richard Chamberlain, when he asked about the film's budget, he was told it was about $5 million. He stated, more like $2.50. They had to do their own stunts, but I think it's all, and I'll get to this in a minute, but Kathleen Turner turned down the role of Jess. Now, Richard Chamberlain and John Rye Davis were also both in Shogun, which was a TV miniseries. This film was produced to capitalize on the success of Indiana Jones, which was particularly inspired by the novel King Solomon's Mines. Alan Quartermain's character is actually British. Now, here's a couple things I want to point out that I thought I figured out while watching this movie. I have seen it before. If you look at it, like, even the stunts that they do are like they're from the 50s. For a 1984 movie, it really used a lot of old school directing. And that's why I pointed out Thomas's, the director, age. Because I think this movie maybe would have grabbed a little bit better, somebody else directed it I think if it was released in the 50s, they'd say, you know, it's a good movie because that, I mean, he even had some silence, you know, silent film stuff that we only see from Buster Keaton and Charlie Chaplin. Overall, I'm going to have to give it, because I understand that I believe, I mean, even the actor that was in it is Herbert Loom, who played Colonel Bachner. And he was born in like 1917. So it had its components. The one thing I really liked was it does have an ongoing joke that I'll let you watch to see it. See if you can catch it. I'm going to have to, like I was getting into, I'm going to take into account the director and where he started to where he ended his film career. You know, not in there's a lot of other good stuff. I'm going to give it a 5.5 because I'm giving the 0.5 for, I think it's kind of the times kind of a thing. You grew up watching those films, you might enjoy this, but it did look like a cash grab from Indiana Jones. That's my opinion. Well, if you made it this far, I want you to go ahead and like and subscribe, please. It helps me out a lot. I want you to remember, love yourself, love everybody around you, and I love you. So we'll have it at that, and I'll see you next week on Monday. Ciao.